everyone, I'm Nubasman. In this video, I'm going to explain you about some basic Node.js interview questions. So now I'll explain one by one. First, what is Node.js and how does it differ from other server-side technologies like Apache and PHP? So this Node.js is a runtime environment that allows JavaScript to run outside the browser on the server, and it uses a non-blocking event-driven architecture that handles multiple requests simultaneously. But this Apache and PHP cannot handle multiple requests simultaneously. So this is the difference between Node.js and Apache and PHP. So now I will move to the next question. What is a callback function in Node.js and why are they commonly used in asynchronous programming? Here, this callback function is a function that runs after an asynchronous operation completely. And this Node.js is non-blocking. So this callback function is used in this to execute the next step after the task is done. This Node.js does not wait for the file to finish reading. It moves on a callback when done. So this is the purpose of this callback function, and this is why it is common use. And next, what is the purpose of package.json file in Node.js project? Can explain the key properties found in this file. This package.json is the configuration file of Node.js project. This means this is very important in this Node.js project. This package.json contains project details like name, version, and dependencies like express and filebases, and scripts like commands to start your app or your website. We can use npm install to install all the dependencies automatically in this package.json file, and this is the purpose of this package.json. Next, I'll explain the difference between require and import statements in Node.js. When and why would you use one over the other? This import and require are both is used to import modules, but they work differently. So firstly, the require is an default in Node.js. It is commonly used, but this import is in modern JavaScript. This is a modern approach. This require is used in older projects and this import is used in the modern projects. This is the difference between this require and import. They have both used to import modules only, but they works differently. That is the main difference. And next question: what is middleware in the context of Express.js? Can you give an example of how you would use middleware in an Express application? This middleware is a function that runs before the actual request reaches a router handler, and it is used for logging requests, authentications, and handling errors. This is an example of this. Uh, so I'll explain this code. So firstly, this middleware function sends the request to this express, and then this express based on this next function, it is called next function, that is to send a message like hello world by using this get method. But if this next method is not called, it cannot send this hello world message. This is how it is used, and I'll explain what is RESTful API and how can you create one using Node.js and Express.js. Explain the main HTTP methods used in this RESTful APIs. So this RESTful API means Representational State Transfer API. This is the full form of the REST, and it is a way for different applications to communicate over the internet using HTTP methods. The main HTTP methods used in this RESTful APIs are GET, POST, PUT, DELETE. This GET method is to retrieve data from the user, and POST method is to add new data to the server, and this put method is to update existing data on the server, and delete method is to remove data from the server. These are the main HTTP methods used in this RESTful APIs. And how can you create one using Node.js means this creating this Node.js using RESTful API is complex, and we can create by using HTTP server, and then it using handle get requests like returns user data in the JSON format, and it should handle post requests like it adds to a new user by collecting request body data, and you should use on, and in between that you can use data and to process incoming data from the request, and this sends JSON response using res.n. This is how we can create this Node.js by using RESTful API, and this express.js we can create by this RESTful API. It is a easier way than Node.js. You can simply create this like this express automatically handles routing because passing another tasks for us. So it is easy than Node.js. So firstly have to import express and initialize the app or website user want to create, and use middleware to pass JSON, and it you should define the routes like send users and request the users like or reads from the user by using get and post methods, and then you can start the server. This is how this RESTful API works by creating this Node.js and Express.js. I'll explain next question. What is the purpose of Node Package Manager, and how do you use IoT to manage dependencies in a Node.js project? This NPM is like an app store for Node.js. You can use this to install and manage libraries, and you can uninstall the libraries by simple code like npm install example express, npm install express, and npm uninstall express. When if kept the code like npm install express, it installs the express, and when you kept the code npm uninstall express, it uninstalls the express. This is how it is used, and it npm is easy to manage project dependencies. So it is used. This is the purpose of this npm. And now I'll explain next question why it is important to hash passwords in a web application. This hash passwords converts passwords into unreadable strings. This is why it is used. When the user gives the email and password to the app or website, when the login or sign into that app or website, these are stored in the database. But if any hacker hacks the database, they can access the passwords of that user. To avoid this, these hash passwords are used in web applications because they convert the password into unreadable strings. If the two users have same password, but it converts different unreadable strings, not same. So this is the purpose of this hash password. So these are very important in web applications. So these are some basic knowledge interview questions. Thank you.